Morning, everyone. It's Chris from Axel as well as Solstice. You can find us on both websites, X, Instagram, as well as Discord. The YouTube weekly video is for free for everyone. You can share it with your friends. Remember to give us your commentary. Let us know what you think. We are not a broker dealer. We trade side market, up market, as well as down market with no bias. The adaptive algorithm is built by traders such as myself to be able to use it with no bias. Let's go to the first slide that I have up here. And I want to say, did the Fed make a mistake, Jay Powell, by saying he's going to decrease interest rates in September? If it's going to happen, is it going to cause a reaction in the market where small cap will continue higher and small companies, or do we get a recession? So remember, we are hinting unemployment numbers were weaker. Jay Powell announced there may be a decrease in interest rates in September as well. We had a nice move in the small cap. We got a 4 on this candle that day. We broke out of this consolidation in January, February. You can see the 2025 startup. The RSI was at a bottom. The December high, we have not been able to take it. And finally, we accomplished the 78.2 fib in small cap IWM ETF. You can see we were in a downtrend. We had a higher low here. Now we are peaking. If this RSI going to continue, are we going to create a shoulder and stay inside above this box in order to continue higher, or do we reset halfway when the 18 SMA catches up with it? Let's go to the next slide. And what I did, I put the SPY on a 4-hour 20-day historical rate of return, showing you the prior week move down and this week's move up. On Friday, due to the announcement, we looked like it was almost a double bottom. This is the overnight action, and we rallied up on that news. There's 3 scenarios of A, B, and C. Scenario A is more bullish. We do hold this upper distribution up here. If we retest that area from the prior week on Friday where there was a little bit of a sell-off and the S&P rallied back up on that double bottom, do we create a cup or a small shoulder in order to continue higher towards the A? Scenario B, do we come back halfway to this consolidation in this area where there was consolidation, break down, rally up, couldn't take it over, came back, retested this area, bounced up. So scenario 2 would be coming back to this area, and I'm watching the 50 simple moving averages in yellow. The 116 SMA, if it is lost. Scenario C would be coming down to test that area of consolidation, the breakdown and the break up, testing it, breaking up, coming back in and breaking down, or do we bounce back up on scenario B? So the RSI is in an uptrend. It's starting to level off on that 4-hour chart. It's getting a little bit exhausted. If there is any reset, I'm watching the 61.8 RSI or the Fibonacci coming back in, or the 38.2. This is from high to low. This is your 200 SMA is in white. Your 100% is up the top here. We can consider this is the high, this is low for the week, but I took the prior week's level because this is what most people will do, and I just put 100 and 0, averaged it out, and I put the 61 and the 38 in that area in order to continue higher if there's going to be continuation. Remember, we're going to trade what we see. Another thing that happened is in Ethereum, which is the crypto. This is the commodity, the micro. Ethereum had this candle on Friday alone. Look at the volume on it. Large volume coming in on saying that the Fed rates are going to be cut. Small cap will move well and value small cap compared to the gross in small cap. You can see Ethereum, that candle alone did 15.86% return in one day. There's the 18 SMA up here. If it's going to create a cup, it'll create a small reset in order to continue to the backside of that channel. We are holding the prior year's high where there was consolidation here. Look down, bounce off that channel, break out, retest this area, and bounce back up. Remember, we're going to trade what we see, not what we think. On this high, you can see the RSI when it came back up, it has a lower high. For the RSI to continue, even if it comes back to the 61 and bounces off and breaks out, that would be better for Ethereum. But I am watching the RSI since there is a little bit of divergence from that peak here to this high. You can see that the RSI created a lower high, and here's creating a lower high on the daily. It does not mean that double bottom is gonna give it support in order to continue higher and break out, but I am watching that double bottom with the downtrend channel. You can put a downtrend channel down this way in order to trade the charts what's in front of us. And remember to check us out. Give us your commentary once again. Hit the subscribe, the like button, and let us know what you think. Let's go to the first slide up I have up here, and I put the Magnificent 8. Magnificent 8 includes Netflix in it. The Magnificent 8 or the Mega 7 is Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Netflix, Nvidia, and Tesla. You can see that Netflix was weak, Nvidia recovered a little bit, Tesla recovered very well, but there may be a reset because you can see in the technology sector, if I use XLA or the semiconductor, that rally from this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, this is Monday. It was an inside candle in this consolidation. We fell down, but Friday didn't agree from the high to the low, didn't recover 50%. So XLK is very important in the semiconductor SMH. I'm going to only show you Tesla here, okay? So what we're going to do, take everything out and just keep Tesla there. So this is Tesla. We can see that Tesla on the move up, there's that big gap up here. And that consolidation here been zigzagging for a while between the ranges of 30. It was, range bound between the 40 and the 15 area or the 10. On Friday, Tesla made a big move back up. It regained the Tuesday's high, but in case it creates a shoulder in order to bounce and continue, we are watching the backside of the open cone and the 18 SMA, which will catch up with the backside of this channel, and the 61.8 on the end fib for the gap up. If it comes back in 1/3 or halfway, there's going to be an opportunity in Tesla to buy. You can see the RSI from this high to this low is trying to break out. It is in compression, trying to come out of compression to the upside. If we consider this is a compression, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The ninth day was a down day, but on Friday, since the news, the 50 SMA held, and the 200 SMA, which is in white, we marked them on the other chart in the IWM. This is why I use the 50, the 18, the 116, and the 200. So let's pay attention to that level in Tesla. Let's now take a look at the Nasdaq 100, and I'm going to break the measured move on the Nasdaq, and I'm going to break the measured move on the E-mini. Micro and Q. This is the daily chart, and what I wanted to do is just show you this large consolidation here, the rally, retest that double bottom, rally up, created like a shoulder here. This is the head. If this is going to create a shoulder, if there's not going to be continuation, or is there going to be continuation? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on the daily. We're going to go to time frame, intraday. From the intraday, we're going to go 20 or 30 days. It doesn't matter which way we do it. Okay, everyone? So you can choose whatever way you want. And we're going to use either 4 or 6 hours. I'm going to do 6 hours since the candle in 24 hours, 6 times 4 is 24 hours instead of 4 to add that extra time. I did not mark the overnight. Usually the overnight, you can see that the volume in the European Asian market, it's lower, smaller. And you can see on that move up, the Nasdaq didn't have as much volume as the small cap IWM because I think there's going to be rotation in value. So if I'm not going to take this high from the week to this low here. I'm going to take the Sunday's high. This is the Sunday's high. You can see the date. This is Sunday's high. If I move it here, that's the 17. That's 17. You can see it. If I go here, that's your 17. This is your 18. So we're going to go from high to low here and measure that distance. So we can use the measuring tool or the Fibonacci. I'm going to use a measuring tool so everyone can see it. That's the high to this low. It's going to give me extension with a 50 SMA. You can see with the 80%, it's almost like 78% fib. And that's the 50 SMA. If there's going to be continuation, I'm going to look for the breakout to continue higher and get the prior high uptrend channel up here and eventually get to the 161 as well as the 180 to 200 and vice versa. If it comes back halfway, finds the 18 SMA in the 50 in order to continue higher. And if it does break down, I'm looking for the 200 SMA to give it a little bit of support. So I can extend it to the left and you can see the ranges in here on the Nasdaq 100. And I can grab this point to this point. This is called signal alerts or control points or pivots. Some people call them pivot points, support and resistance. So what we're going to do, we're going to go get the drawing tool. We're going to grab this low here to this low here, higher low. And we're going to mark it. We're going to edit the property. I'm going to make it in orange color so you can see it. And we're going to make it number 2 so everyone can see that support. So it is in an uptrend. We have a midpoint here like a pitchfork or a fork pointing higher. But if I create a rounded bottom, like a zigzag pattern to continue up, or do I lose the 116 and the 18 SMA to fall back down towards the 200? It does this and fall down, or it does this and break up. So that's the Nasdaq. Let's take a look at now the IWM. We can use the Russell. I'm going to show you the IWM, how to calculate it since it broke out of that range. You can see the Friday's high, it broke out of this territory, so I can take the high for the week and the low here, so we know what that level is. Let's go get the measuring tool, or we can use a Fibonacci just to show you how to calculate it a little bit more on Fibonacci numbers. We can see that these levels, this is the negative area coming down. The 61 would be like the 38.2, the 50 access 50, and the 38.2 access is 61. It depends if you draw from bottom to high or high to low or vice versa. In the extensions, you can see here, I have minus 23, minus 38. You can add the 123, the 138, the 150 here, going up towards the 161. So we're going to trade what we see, not what we think. And you can see up here when I did this measuring tool, so if I extend it to the left, I want to show you where these numbers meet. Edit the property. We're going to go back to 7.1. Let's just go to 7. Let's do this here, 7. Should be okay. If I extend it, you can see where that consolidation on the 61.8, that would act at the 38.2 fib. And the 78%, if I come back down to here to the 18, create a rounded bottom and gets that support here and bounces off. If there's going to be a reset, we can see that. And if we're going to look above and fail, or do we continue higher? So most importantly, I am paying attention to that 231 and the 50 SMA in this area and the 38.2, which is the 61.8, in order for continuation higher. And if I do create a small cup and break out and continue, the sentiment is more bullish than what you expect, and especially in the small cap. So let's do one more and we'll look at X. And I wanted to show how XLK, the semiconductor SMH as well, they were a little bit more weaker than the IW. I'll show you the growth one where the growth was a little bit more weaker than the IWN, which is the value. The IWN is the value in the Russell. And you can see that the Russell, when it broke out of that 170 area, it did a double standard deviation on continuation and tested the 18 SMA installed there. If it's going to create a round bottom and continue, that would be great in small cap because there's going to be rotation from large cap growth tech companies to small cap, because small cap, when interest rates are lower, business owners in the small industries are going to take loans from a bank, get financed and stuff like that. It will help small cap to continue higher, and this is why I am showing you that. Last but not least, I want to do one more which I think will help you understand the overall view in the breadth of the market or the tick. And I wanted to show this in the ADD, dollar sign ADD. It kind of gives you an overall view of we're range bound in the breadth of the market. You can see we were in the 1600 couple of times when we peaked. We fell back down, but this push up, you can see we are above the 1500 towards the 2000. This was super bullish due to the trend and Jay Powell speaking about decreasing interest rates. So pay attention to that level in the breadth of the market or the ADD or the volume. It will help you understand the overall sectors in the stock market. I hope this video was very helpful. If you have questions, you'd like to reach out to us, once again, you can reach out to us by giving us a call at the 949-414-8484, the website or the other website at Axel. Take care. Over.